Forget everything you know. A 40-year-old legend just defied biology, while two forgotten nations shattered 28-year nightmares. The 2026 World Cup is officially chaos, and the most dramatic rise of the underdog has just begun. The air is thin, the tension is palpable, and the ghost of history whispers across the continents. For millions of devoted fans, this is more than just football. This is the end of a long, brutal war of attrition, the qualifying rounds for the biggest spectacle on Earth. We are not just announcing a list, we are unveiling a new world order. After nearly 2 years of blood, sweat, and glory, the 2026 FIFA World Cup, hosted by the USA, Canada, and Mexico, has finally revealed its true contenders. 42 names, 42 stories of triumph, heartbreak, and unexpected rebirth have been carved into the final bracket. The conventional powers are there, yes, but nestled amongst them are tales of 2-decade-long waits, of 40-year-old legends defying time itself, and of small nations performing miracles on the pitch. Hello, and welcome to Soccer Scope. Before we dive deep into the emotional journeys of these 42 finalists, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support fuels our passion to bring you content that captures the true essence and drama of the beautiful game. We stand at the precipice of a new era, knowing that for every team celebrating, another giant has fallen. Now, ponder this. Which is a more compelling story? A traditional powerhouse like France extending its dynasty, or B, a minnow nation like Jordan or Cape Verde reaching the World Cup for the very first time? Let us know your answer, A or B, in the comments below, and tell us why that story captures your heart. Now, let's step into Europe, where 12 names have already locked their places, setting the foundation for the UEFA contingent. This is not just a list of winners. It's a canvas painted with tales of glorious comebacks, strategic overhauls, and the relentless endurance of aging maestros. The most poignant narratives lie in the decades-long droughts finally quenched. Consider Austria, whose last World Cup appearance was in 1998. That was an era when their current talisman, Marko Arnautovic, was barely out of primary school. Yet, as his career enters its twilight, he became the very symbol of this resurrection, driving them back with 8 crucial qualifying goals. Under Ralf Rangnick, they forged a stubborn, resilient framework, leveraging the veteran presence of David Alaba and Marcel Sabitzer. They may not be the loudest voice, but after 28 years, their quiet efficiency in topping Group H speaks volumes. Alongside them, Norway shattered its own 28-year curse, not just by qualifying, but by stunning giants like Italy to seize the top spot in Group 1. This is a team defined by generational talent. Erling Haaland, whose 16 goals are simply astronomical at the international level, supported by the creative genius of Martin Odegaard. This pair injects the raw pace and intensity of the Premier League into a national team hitting its competitive peak. This time, Norway isn't just participating. They are poised to threaten the traditional hierarchy. The comeback trail continues with Scotland, whose return since 1998 was sealed in a thunderous atmosphere at Hampden Park. Steve Clarke's side is built not on glamour, but on sheer cohesion, grit, and tactical inconvenience. They are a unified, defiant unit, led by Andy Robertson, with John McGinn and Scott McTominay providing the vital balance in midfield. In stark contrast to these emotional resurrections, the established powers executed their missions with chilling precision. England, under the distinct tactical style of Thomas Tuchel following Southgate's departure, achieved perfection: 6 wins, 22 goals scored, and 0 conceded. Tuchel has instilled a more direct, fierce approach. Harry Kane remains the spearhead, but the emergence of young blood like Anthony Gordon and Elliot Anderson signals a collective balance, making them less reliant on a single superstar. France needs no introduction. They are the benchmark of depth, capable of fielding 2 squads strong enough to compete for the title. With Kylian Mbappé at the heart of their offense, they are setting their sights on an almost unthinkable goal: reaching 3 consecutive World Cup finals. Didier Deschamps' style remains pragmatic, shunning unnecessary risk and focusing on maximal, practical power. Germany navigated a roller coaster qualification, stumbling initially, but then answering emphatically with a 6-0 rout. This is a nation in transition, witnessing the baton pass from the 2014 heroes to a vibrant new guard: Florian Wirtz, Woltemade, and a rare blend of youth, pace, and tactical diversity under Nagelsmann. They may not yet be the legendary tank, but the signs of genuine revival are undeniable. The Croatians remain a staggering example of resilience. Luka Modric at 40 continues to operate the engine room as if time is merely an abstract concept. Zlatko Dalic, the trusted navigator, led this small nation with a huge footballing heart to one World Cup final and one third-place finish, securing their ticket to North America silently and with absolute confidence. The next team to qualify for the World Cup is Spain. Following Euro 2024, they entered the qualifiers with absolute self-belief. They drew only against Turkey in the final match, but won all others to top Group E. Mikel Merino played like a hidden forward. Oyarzabal consistently made a strong impact. After 2 consecutive World Cups, eliminated in the round of 16, La Roja clearly wants more than that. We also find the Netherlands, a team always accompanied by an inherent struggle, immensely strong, yet often lacking the crucial luck when it matters most. However, their final match victory over Lithuania, which saw them leapfrog Poland in Group G, once again underscored their commitment to the distinctly orange attacking identity. Memphis Depay netted 8 goals, while Virgil van Dijk continued to command the backline. They journeyed to North America, haunted by one recurring nightmare: the old dream of finally breaking the curse of 3 lost finals. Finally, we turn to Portugal, for whom the clock is ticking on a final, definitive push. Cristiano Ronaldo, now 40, continues to score with a defiance that laughs in the face of biology. This is arguably the biggest, last chance for him to reach the final he has always coveted. 12 names, 13 distinct narratives. The remaining 4 European slots will be a brutal fight, but the core of the continent's challenge is now clearly visible. We now cross the Atlantic and land in South America, a crucible of passion and raw footballing talent, where the qualifying campaign for World Cup 2026 concluded with a familiar sense of drama. 6 direct tickets and 1 playoff slot were seized in a grueling 10-team gauntlet. Leading the charge, not surprisingly, were Argentina. As reigning world champions, their campaign wasn't just about qualification. It was about laying down a marker. Under the guidance of the timeless Lionel Messi, this team has achieved a rare feat, converting euphoria into absolute, unrelenting stability. They didn't just top the table, they dominated, finishing with 38 points and a monumental plus 21 goal difference. Their success lies in the perfect synergy between the experienced core and the hungry, energetic new generation, creating a finely tuned winning machine that sets a new standard for regional supremacy. The most captivating plot twist, however, belongs to Uruguay. They executed a profound tactical revolution thanks to the arrival of coach Marcelo Bielsa. His intense training philosophy and high-tempo attacking style, dubbed Bielsa's Revolution, breathed new life into La Celeste. With the explosive talent of Federico Valverde and the sharp, relentless finishing of Darwin Núñez, Uruguay didn't just qualify, they soared, delivering decisive victories against both Argentina and Brazil. Their journey is a powerful testament to the impact of bold, radical strategic changes yielding beautiful results. Brazil, despite possessing one of the deepest pools of world-class talent, endured a qualifying campaign rife with turbulence and inconsistency. They navigated through frustrating results and managerial changes, a stark departure from their historical stability. Yet, the inherent quality and sheer depth, from Alisson Becker in goal to the attacking flair of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, ultimately allowed them to weather the storm. Brazil knew how to capitalize on their innate class to secure their ticket, proving that even in crisis, their presence at the World Cup is a guarantee. The 2 tickets that followed were hard-fought. Colombia, having missed the previous tournament, mounted an impressive comeback. Their success was built on a potent mix of seasoned veterans and the electric form of players like Luis Diaz, whose performances provided the necessary spark in the crucial final phases. They combined experience with conviction. Meanwhile, Ecuador overcame the challenge of starting with a 3-point deduction. Their qualification hinged on their formidable ability to utilize the altitude advantage of their home stadium and the resilient spirit of a promising young squad. The final automatic spot was claimed by Paraguay, a nation famous for its rigid, pragmatic, defensive style. Their path was a grueling war of attrition, accumulating precious points through draws and narrow victories. This relentless persistence and unyielding fighting spirit were the keys that unlocked their return to the World Cup stage. And finally, securing the intercontinental playoff slot is Bolivia. Their qualification is a powerful reminder of how geography can dictate destiny. While struggling severely on the road, Bolivia transformed into an almost unbeatable force in their home ground of La Paz, where the thin air presents an insurmountable challenge to visiting teams. A shocking late victory against Brazil was the pinnacle of this strategy, securing their place for a final, desperate chance at the global tournament. The CONMEBOL journey perfectly encapsulates the region's footballing soul, a blend of absolute power, dramatic tactical rebirths, and the enduring fighting heart of smaller nations. From the fiery passion of South America, we now turn our gaze towards Asia, where the qualifying gauntlet, often regarded as the most complex in the world, has finally revealed its 8 main contenders for 2026. This is a story of tradition meeting aspiration, where regional giants secure their legacy, while history is simultaneously rewritten by underdogs. The most disciplined force, as ever, was Japan. They were the earliest team globally to secure their place, dispatching Bahrain with quiet efficiency. Their success is rooted in the sheer uniformity of quality across their squad, exceptional depth spanning across European leagues, and a tactical operation that is constantly refined. Japan's early qualification was not an upset. It was the inevitable outcome of their disciplined footballing philosophy. Following closely, South Korea and Iran maintained their impressive traditions. South Korea extends a streak of continuous participation dating back to 1986, combining the experience of Son Heung-min, the defensive rock Kim Min-jae, and the finesse of Lee Kang-in to forge a consistently competitive unit. Iran, relying on its familiar disciplined defense and physical strength, confirmed its status as one of Asia's most resilient powers, prioritizing the stability that reliably delivers a World Cup berth. However, the true heart of the Asian qualifying story lies in the seismic shifts, the moments where decades of struggle culminated in national ecstasy. Uzbekistan has finally broken its historical barrier. After countless near misses and heartbreak at crucial junctures, they secured their first ever World Cup appearance. This is the magnificent payoff for more than a decade of dedicated grassroots investment and strategic development in youth football. The current generation, now maturing and playing abroad, combined with a meticulous tactical system, achieved what their predecessors could not, a result that honors years of patience and foundational work. Equally remarkable is the journey of Jordan. Not traditionally viewed as a regional heavyweight, Jordan transformed after their stunning run to the 2023 Asian Cup final. This momentum was sustained through the gruelling qualifiers, proving that their breakthrough was not a flash in the pan, but a reflection of profound, realized potential. Their ability to maintain form and composure against higher-ranked opponents secured their own historic debut on the global stage, opening a thrilling new chapter for the nation. Australia, despite navigating a more stressful third round, leveraged their characteristic physicality, high pressing, and direct play to secure a top 2 spot. Their mental fortitude in clutch moments, exemplified by their decisive win against Saudi Arabia, prevented them from falling into the next round, proving that their familiar brand of football remains intensely effective. The final 2 automatic spots were determined in a tense fourth round. Here, experience prevailed. Qatar, as reigning Asian Cup champions and recent World Cup hosts, quickly asserted their tactical superiority. Similarly, Saudi Arabia relied on their typical pragmatism, deep squad experience, and tactical realism to top their group, demonstrating that being pushed to the fourth round merely served as a momentary lapse, quickly corrected by their ingrained World Cup caliber. The final AFC representative heading to the playoff was Iraq, who emerged victorious from a fierce, high-pressure battle against the UAE, securing their intercontinental ticket in a dramatic showdown in Basra. The 8 representatives from Asia, a rich blend of traditional powerhouses and emotionally charged debutants, guarantees that the AFC contingent in 2026 will be more diverse and compelling than ever before. Leaving the refined strategies of Asia, we plunge into the unpredictable, electrifying realm of African football, where the qualifying tournament concluded with the intense drama synonymous with the continent. 9 direct tickets were seized in a brutal, almost 2-year-long campaign, revealing a rich tapestry of established dominance and exhilarating new arrivals. The most commanding statement came from Egypt, who powered through Group A with near-perfect form. Their run undefeated, scoring 20 goals while conceding only 2, speaks to a new level of equilibrium. This balanced, cohesive performance, orchestrated around the enduring influence of Mohamed Salah, indicates that Egypt is entering its most stable and dangerous phase in years. Equally impenetrable were Tunisia, who topped Group H with an ironclad defense, recording an astonishing 0 goals conceded throughout the entire campaign. This defensive solidity is a hallmark of their grit, underscoring the fierce, calculated identity of this North African powerhouse. However, the essence of the CAF campaign lies in the unexpected arrivals who elbowed aside the traditional giants. South Africa delivered one of the region's biggest upsets, claiming the top spot in Group C and leapfrogging Nigeria to book their first World Cup ticket since 2010. Their success is attributed to the tangible progress under Hugo Broos, forging a disciplined and rapidly improving collective that showcased a blend of scoring prowess and defensive resilience. The most remarkable debut story belongs to Cape Verde. This small Atlantic island nation wrote a magnificent new chapter in football history by defeating regional heavyweight Cameroon in the decisive match. Topping their group, Cape Verde secured their first ever World Cup appearance, demonstrating that passion, unity, and tactical acumen can shatter the traditional pecking order and challenge continental history. The reigning sensation, Morocco, showed no signs of slowing down after their spectacular 2022 run. They seamlessly maintained their elite performance, netting 22 goals and conceding just 2. Coach Walid Regragui's established philosophy, high-speed football, intense pressing, and profound team cohesion, remains intact. Morocco is rightly regarded by experts as a serious dark horse contender heading into the 2026 finals. Other mainstays secured their place with characteristic authority. Senegal, driven by the golden generation led by Sadio Mane, ensured stability and clear footballing identity. Ghana relied on consistency and the developing talent of players like Mohamed Kudus. Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, finished their campaign unbeaten, demonstrating that even a refreshed squad maintains the high-level power once associated with the Drogba-Touré era. Finally, Algeria returned to the World Cup stage after missing 2022, securing their place through tight, disciplined football, with Riyad Mahrez providing symbolic leadership. The final act in Africa was the playoff, where Democratic Republic of the Congo emerged as the sole representative for the Intercontinental Playoff. They won a dramatic shootout against a star-studded Nigerian side, showcasing immense resilience and mental strength under pressure to keep their World Cup dream alive. The 9 African finalists, a compelling mix of velocity, raw power, emotional debuts, and established strategic mastery, suggest that 2026 could indeed be the tournament where the continent collectively progresses further than ever before. We conclude our continental survey by focusing on the host nation's territory, CONCACAF, and the distant, determined football of Oceania, OFC. These regions offer a unique blend of automatic entitlements and fiercely contested qualifying berths, marking a dramatic expansion of the World Cup map. In CONCACAF, the path to 2026 began with 3 automatic spots reserved for the host nations: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Their inclusion is a given, serving as the powerful foundation for the tournament. But the real drama unfolded in the qualifying rounds for the remaining 3 direct tickets, which were snatched by nations whose journeys were anything but predictable. Panama secured their place by topping Group A with an undefeated run, culminating in a confident victory over El Salvador. This team has demonstrably matured, having accumulated the necessary grit and tactical resolve to make their second ever World Cup appearance, confirming their status as a rising regional power. The true Cinderella story of CONCACAF, however, belongs to Curaçao. This small island territory, driven by a deeply technical and exciting team featuring talents like Tahith Chong, Kenji Gore, and the midfield command of Captain Bakuna, achieved their first ever World Cup qualification. Their unbeaten run, coupled with 13 goals scored, cemented an emotional triumph, a glorious reward for their skillful, compact style of play. Equally compelling was the journey of Haiti. Forced to play their home games in exile due to ongoing security issues in their own nation, they wrote one of the most poignant narratives of resilience. Propelled by the explosive form of Duckens Nazan, the tournament's top scorer in the third round, Haiti overcame immense adversity. Their victory over Nicaragua earned them a place in the World Cup after more than half a century, an emotional return that transcends football. Two additional teams secured tickets to the Intercontinental Playoff: Jamaica, who showcased consistent strength and stability, and Suriname. Suriname provided a late shock, rising above Honduras in the runner-up standings, leveraging a squad rich with European-based talent of Surinamese descent. The CONCACAF presence in 2026 is unprecedented, spanning 6 direct entrants and 2 playoff contenders, reflecting the region's burgeoning diversity. Finally, we look to the remote Oceania Football Confederation, OFC. This tournament marks a historical first, as the OFC was guaranteed 1 direct World Cup slot, and New Zealand seized it absolutely. They reaffirmed their undisputed dominance, marching through the qualification rounds with overwhelming force, scoring 19 goals while conceding only 1. Their controlled, experienced performance culminated in a convincing 3-0 final victory, demonstrating that veterans like Michael Boxall and Costa Barbarouses continue to provide the required stability for the All-Whites. Meanwhile, New Caledonia, despite falling to New Zealand in the final, secured their own historical achievement by finishing as OFC runners-up. This position grants them the Intercontinental Playoff slot, opening an unprecedented pathway for them to potentially reach the World Cup for the very first time. In these two regions, the established order, be it the host nations or the OFC powerhouse, is intertwined with the vibrant, emotional debuts of smaller nations, completing the global mosaic of contenders. We have reached the culmination of this epic continental odyssey. 42 teams, 42 distinct flags have been raised into the light of the 2026 World Cup. The journey has been a testament to football's universal appeal, showcasing a magnificent blend of the relentless dominance of traditional titans and the tearful, triumphant debuts of long-suffering nations. From the emotional 28-year wait of Norway and Austria to the history-making breakthroughs of Jordan, Uzbekistan, and Curacao, the narrative tapestry of this tournament is already richer than any before it. But the final curtain call has not yet arrived. The ultimate stage of contention now belongs to the Intercontinental Playoff. 6 desperate teams, Bolivia, Iraq, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, New Caledonia, Jamaica, and Suriname, have secured their berth in this sudden death tournament. These nations represent the last, defiant hope of their continents, facing an intense, unforgiving battle for just 2 precious tickets to North America. Their fate, combined with the 4 teams emerging from the final European playoffs, holds the last fragments of the 48-team puzzle. The map of World Cup 2026 is nearly complete, and the sheer scale and diversity promise a global carnival unlike anything we have witnessed. We stand here, on the edge of history, ready to celebrate these 42 valiant contenders, while anticipating the final dramatic chapters yet to be written. The stage is set for a magnificent, sprawling tournament that will redefine the sport. So, there you have it. A panoramic view of a World Cup qualifying campaign that has defied every expectation. 42 nations have punched their tickets to North America, creating a field that is simultaneously steeped in history and bristling with revolutionary new energy. We've witnessed the undeniable resurrection of European giants, from a rejuvenated Germany reclaiming its status as the legendary tank, to the emotional, decades-in-the-making returns of Austria and Norway. We've seen South America's brutal elegance, where Argentina's world champion dominance is now challenged by Uruguay's tactical rebirth under Marcelo Bielsa. But the soul of this tournament lies in the breakthroughs. For the first time ever, the global stage will welcome the dreams of Uzbekistan, Jordan, Cape Verde, and Curacao, nations that have shattered their own glass ceilings to sit at the high table of international football. Their presence is a powerful testament to the sport's evolving landscape. From the high-altitude fortress of Bolivia to the technical mastery of Japan, every qualifier tells a story of grit, strategy, and national pride. With the final Intercontinental Playoff poised to decide the last 6 spots, the 2026 World Cup is already shaping up to be the most diverse, unpredictable, and emotionally charged spectacle in history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the road to World Cup 2026 and want to stay ahead of the curve with more insightful football analysis, please smash that like button, share this video with your fellow fans, and most importantly, subscribe to Soccer Scope. Your support is the fuel that keeps us going, driving us to bring you the clearest insights into the beautiful game. Until next time, keep the passion alive.